What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys with another, well, market watch today. Hold on. Ban list check. Yeah, not out yet. No, not out yet. The ban list is making players crazy, including myself, I think. You see, everybody has money, and they want to take this money and just give it to you, Konami. Like, we're just like, Konami, we don't need this. Do you want this? And Konami's going, if you guys ever been in a situation which you're with your family, maybe with your significant other, and they go like, what do you want for dinner? I'll eat anything. And then you're like, oh, okay, Chinese. And they're like, oh, no, I don't want Chinese. Anything but Chinese. And then you're like, okay, pizza. And they're like, oh, pizza again? And you're like, I'm just gonna go get food. I really don't care which happens to you at this point. Like, starve to death. You said open check. I literally went to cash it, and you bounced me twice. Anyway, Paisanos, that's how the ban list feels for a lot of players, including myself. Like I said, I have a lot of money in TCG Play Store credit. I'm really pumped to blow it on the market, as I think we all are. And we just have to wait until this ban list comes. Don't worry about it. No sooner than March 1st, 2021. Some people are saying the ban list might be coming out next month due to the fact of the release date of Ghost in the Past. And my response to that would be, well, that would be a lot crazier. Not that it's out of sync, but just crazy in general, because this ban list more likely will be our national ban list. That is to say, well, if we're gonna have nationals. Now, if that was to be the case, this ban list has to be as perfect as possible. And I do think this is going to be a huge ban list. So, as much as I want the ban list out, well, hold on a second real quickly. Right now, I understand. It has to take time. Common question of the day, Paisanos. What are you going to do the second it comes out? Are you going to run to the market? Are you going to be buying cards? Are you going to be looking at your current decks? Are you already working on decks that are ban list proof? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, I forgot to answer my yesterday's comment question of the day is what would I do personally if I was put in charge of Konami. The number one thing I would do that Konami is just not doing at all is getting newer players into this game. Think about it. How are newer players coming into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, for the most part, it's by other current players. But if you look at other card games like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, I mean, these people have amazing systems in place to get newer players. And looking at where Konami has it right now, it's atrocious. And I would 100% focus on getting newer players into the game. Because if you get them new, get them young, they'll stay long, and they'll grow, and they will get the other players themselves, but there's no system in place. Hi, little Jimmy. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm so glad you're here. Alright, so Chain Link 4, I'm going to activate this. No. Read your cards, Jimmy. Read your cards, okay? Read them. You don't know nothing about this game. You're trash. Oh, you just started? Well, gotta get that dub, Jimmy. I gotta make our $5 work for me. I need OTS packs. So I think there needs to be like a system in place to like fix that. Looking at the market though, Blazing Vortex is literally called the Product Prosperity Lottery. Some of these Paisanos might say, well, V, you know, I really want to grab my Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. No big deal. The value of the card is slowly going down and will continue more than likely to go down. Everybody that wants this card only needs one. There's no other reason why you want multiple copies of this card. So this card will more than likely be going down in value. So there's no reason to buy it yet. There's no reason to even pull it or be excited about it due to the fact that unless you're putting Product Prosperity, you're not equaling out the Blazing Vortex box price. Let's say you go to an OTS store and you buy a box of Blazing Vortex for some ungodly reason. The odds of pulling a solid rare, I think we can all agree, are pretty insane. The odds of pulling Prosperity are pretty insane. With that said, if that was to be the case, which I think it is, everything else that you pull doesn't equal the box at all. I mean, look at it. Blazing Vortex box over here is $60. Let's say 60. That's the lowest. Boom. 60, no tax, out the door, let's say, by your OTS store. If you pull a Heavenly Zephyr Mirador, it's $10. Combine that with Underworld Gods of the Closed World, that is $38. The Ultras are not carrying the set either, by the way. If you pulled the next lowest, Arm Dragon Flash, maybe mix that bad boy in with the Underdog, that is $11 compared to the $60 you paid for a box of Blazing Vortex. It's just not worth buying sealed. This is why I'm a big advocate. I tell you guys constantly, please buy singles. Never buy sealed. Majority of the time, you're gonna get burned. Are there times where I'm wrong and the box is insanely worth it? Absolutely. But I mean, in those specific cases, and there's not many, by the way, what we're seeing here, people that still held for singles got way more value than those held as sealed. It's almost 99% chance that you're going to plus harder than a guy who bought a bunch of sealed that's basically playing the lottery on every pack he opens. Looking at Blazing Vortex, I think that's no different, and this one, it's actually even worse due to the fact that a lot of cards and values in this set are just insanely cheap right now. And maybe these powers might go up in value in the future. But who's going to hold Blazing Vortex? Who will hold $10,000 of Steel Blazing Vortex product if you're trying to recoup that money? You're going to hold on to Prosperities, Miradoras, Orange Dragons, S-Force, Underdog? Are you going to hold on to all these cards? No, you're going to try to recoup the initial investment which you put in so you can gamble on the next set. Because that's basically what it comes down to. Gambling / investing. There's almost no fine line between those. I will say, though, Grenmaju Dai Aiza out of OTS 1 Pack 12. With the near $5 market price, it's actually almost bought out. The current value of the card is roughly around $14 a copy for this card. Now, the thing about this card is, I think everyone that's playing Grenmaju, every Grenmaju player isn't hated, from my experience, competitive-wise, as compared to other players. Give you a good example. Would you play against Grenmaju, Guru, or Mystic Mind? Burn. I play against Grenmaju. At least playing against that player, there's a level of, you need to make that deck work. Compared to Guru, where it's like, step 1, Guru. Step 2, Dragoon. Step 3, Floodgates. Step 4, why is this a step 4? You should have won already. And then Mystic Mind, it's just like, you know, you don't need, that's like playing with Legos, calling it Roblox. Looking at Minerva, the Exalted Lights on that Battle's Legends like Revenge, this card has $11 market price. The value is roughly around $17 to $19. I really don't know why this card jumped in value, but I do know it was inevitable. Back when Battle's Legends like Revenge came out, there was a couple of cards I really liked. One of them definitely was Minerva, the Exalted Lights one. Its price tanked down to $6, and it didn't have no... Oh, real quickly, let me pause real quickly, so I won't forget. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Also, the notification bell when the ban list does come out. I will notify you guys, and we'll do a live stream. We'll break down this. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitch, we did a Twitch stream yesterday. We had well over 100 people in that Twitch stream. It was pretty crazy, talking about the ban list, talking about the Ghost of the Past, and it was really cool. And I'm looking to do that today as well. And we'd love if you guys will come in that stream with me, and maybe the ban list will come out, and we can just do it right then and there on the Twitch live stream. And if you guys could join me with that, I'd greatly appreciate that. There's a lot of things happening. It's not only what's hitting the ban list that's going to impact the market, it's also what's not hitting the ban list that's going to impact the market as well. And we're going to break all that down on a live stream the second the ban list comes out. You don't want to miss that out, so definitely come over and check me out on Twitch, YGO_Paisano. Okay, continuing back what I said with Minerva, though, it was inevitable that this card was going to rise in value. And this is why I'm confused about another card, I'll talk about in a second, that's going to be rising higher than what it currently is. Minerva is a YCS prize card. The fact that this card is also in the most beloved deck of all time, more than likely, top 5 at least, Lightsworn, gives credence to the fact that it was inevitably going to rise in value. The card that came out recently was, TCG play is being really weird. Hold on, can I do this? Oh, I can't do that. Okay. No, we messed up. There was another prize card. It recently came out. Oh god, the dragon guy. I don't know its name. I actually don't own any. I might consider picking it up. It's currently roughly around $25 or $30 on TCG Player. Comment down below if you know what it is. And it's a great card, and it's gonna rise higher because it will see play. So I think these are cards that players just might want to start focusing on because they will have good value. The TCG Play is being a little bit buggy today. Up next we have Virtual World Mahima Lulu. Card with a $13 value is roughly around, well, $13. The thing about Virtual World is if they're not in the ban list, and when I mean Virtual World not being hit, I really mean VFD not being hit, which is insane, but you never know. Once again, the crazy thing about the Konami ban list is none of us know. We can take a guess. I think we can be right a majority of times. But Konami can just go, VFD? That's not a problem. Well, let them have 3. You know what? We'll semi-limit VFD. 5-head Konami. But like that can happen. And looking at cards like Virtual World Mahima Lulu, this would rise in value. This would easily hit $25 with the announcement of VFD not getting hit in the ban list, if that was to be the case. Should it be the case? No. VFD should be banned. But just because we want it banned doesn't mean it's not. In fact, last ban, the minute I saw VFD not being banned, I freaked out because I instantly knew that was a huge problem for the game. It could happen again just as easily. And Virtual World Mahima Lulu would spike in value if that was to be the case. Up next, Chao Fang, Phantom of the Yang Zings. This card across with a $15 market price is roughly around $17 right now. Allegedly, the supposed leak Ghost in the Past list has Chao Fang as an ultra rare printing, which means it's an increased version of the rarity, which would obviously kill the price point of the super rare. The reason why the super rare hasn't tanked is because that's not a confirmed list. That definitely is a speculative list. It's not like the original Ghost in the Past leaks in which we had actual pictures. This is just like, it's a list. It's a very well put together list, I will say, and it could very well be the list. But until it's confirmed, this card's still $17. It will drop though, if that was to be the case. Another card I found really interesting on the Ghost in the Past leaked list, allegedly, or the picture, whatever you want to call it, Ishido Schism. And I had a huge problem with this card. Ishido Schism with a $26 market price is currently roughly around $28. Obviously, with the reprinting, the value of this card would go down to roughly around $3. It would tank immediately, if that was to be the case. But what annoyed me is not just Ishido Schism. Oh no. Which annoyed me isn't just Ishido Schism. Oh, here we go. Oh, cool. What annoyed me is actually Rise of the Duelist, and how the fact that the only card in Rise of the Duelist that got in a reprint, allegedly, once again, I really want to emphasize that, Ishido Schism. So you're telling me that you're not going to reprint Ice Dragon Prisons, Nadir Servants, Forbidden Droppage, Triple Tactics Talents, Dogmatic Ecclesia, Adi's Revolution Dragon, which is a big deal people are not really recognizing yet. If you don't have your copies, you might want to consider picking it up. Chaos Rule, the Chaotic Magic Dragon, Foreign Albus, Titanic Lad! Like, you're telling me none of those got reprinted except Ishido Schism. Now listen, I said yesterday on my live stream, and I'll say it again, I really don't know, what's gonna happen if that leak list is real or not. At first when I saw it, I said no, it couldn't be. After further evaluation, it looks pretty legit, but nevertheless, this thing really annoys me. That's just those schisms only on there, and not these other amazing cards that desperately need a reprint, specifically Nadir Servant. So even though I'm kind of like, yeah, I can see that list being verified, being a real thing, that does annoy me. I'm not sure that's something that Konami would do. In the past, they kind of have done that, but not significantly and not lately. So I don't understand that. I don't agree with that. If that list was to be confirmed, Konami definitely missed a beat on a lot of amazing cards. Once again, Ice Dragon Prisons and Nadir Servants being the main two. Obviously, Forbidden Droplet and Triple Tactics Talents being the follow-up. Then we have Gearsu, the Orcus Mech Knight with a $32 market price. The value of this card is slowly increasing and no one's seeing it. With a 36 to almost a 37 price point, Gearsu, the Orcus Mech Knight, might actually start seeing play. With a slower format and maybe Konami unlocking, let's say, an Orcus card, maybe Harp Horror, Gearsu would see play. Orcus would see play. I mean, think about it. That format Orcus was around, they were a dominant deck. And with only one Harp Horror, if it was to be unlocked, that would put them in a position where they could be minimal a tier 2 deck, if not even a tier 1.5. And I would make a good argument for Orcus with one Harp Horror being a tier 1.5 deck. Well, what's happening? Why are people not going and getting involved in Gearsu and other cards? Gearsu is broken. Harp Horror goes to 1, Gearsu becomes that much more valuable card. Being the only rare secret printing in Eternity Code and not having reprinting at all, this card price point would definitely rise higher than what it currently is. Artifact Durandal at a Primal Origins Ultimate Rare with a $10 market price. Unlimited versions are roughly around $14. First edition versions are hitting near $15. This card's one of those cards that just nobody's looking at it, or maybe nobody's focusing on it. It is rising. It's rising because, once again, the old saying, how hard is it for you to get Ultimate Rare Durandal? Cool, I want it ×3. That is a saying. And especially if nobody's looking at it right now, someone walks in and goes, oh, buy me some Durandals, first editions. Keep doing it. The value now spikes to near $14 to $15 a copy. Keep buying this card. Then we have the Styles, and this is another card that there's a list of cards, and I'm not sure if Konami has a list of cards that should be reprinted, but there's definitely a list of cards that are due for reprints. One of those reprints is the Stalos, the Mega Monarch. The last reprinting and only reprinting of the card came out in 2015 Mega Pack, 6 years ago. This card is absolutely due for a reprint, and it would be desperately needed. With the reprinted version in 2015 Mega Pack being roughly around $12, the original print starts at $18 a copy. Yeah, distance of reprint. Like I said, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today, but like, there's so many cards I need a reprint. And then whenever we get these reprint sets, I feel like Konami makes like a 20th copy of a card and totally skips on all these other cards. We just recently got a reprint of like Ronin Toden. We recently got a reprint, last year? Or no, earlier this year, of a Swap Frog from its original printing that came out, in Phantom Shockwave, I believe? A common was hitting $5 to $6, not because it was good, but because how many do you have? Cool, people have stacks now, and they can sell them for $6 for commons. This is why Konami needs to get behind the ball on a lot of these reprints, especially the old ones. Cards like Triumph Tribulation at Galactic Overlord with a $7 market price. Unlimited versions are roughly around $8 to $9. And if you want a first edition version, that starts at $13. This card's doing nothing, but how many can you get? How many do you have? By the way, I have a playset. I never sold these, and evidently just holding them because why not? They're worth so much money for no reason. According to the bands I think we can start talking about is MX Saber Invoker. This card has an original print out of Order Chaos. It has an ultra printing at a Dual Devastator, Dual Overlord, I believe it was. And in 2015, hopefully, don't crash. It crashed. Oh god. No. Okay, we're back. And I'm gonna click on the card. And, oh my god, okay. We lost it. That card right there, it's just a really good card. And I really feel like even though the card's banned, I think the card can come back. There's a lot of cards on the ban list, and once again, if you check my live stream out, if you haven't, please make sure to check me out on Twitch. We had a crazy time yesterday. But there's a lot of cards that I was pointing out on the ban list yesterday that are banned, but the cards that they were banned for, or the decks that they were banned, a couple of things. Number one, if those were to be unlocked, they wouldn't do nothing. They really wouldn't do zero. It just, the game's so differently that those cards come unlocked, everyone will go, wow, prices would spike, and then prices would decline instantly the minute everyone realizes it's just not good enough. Look at Gishkis. When Gishkis first came off the ban list, there were so many Gishki videos. Gishki's gonna be OP. Where are Gishkis? They just can't play. Because back in their meta, there weren't many hand traps. So in this meta, hand traps definitely changed that deck, and a lot of decks. And looking at MX Invoker, I do think that if it was to come off one on the ban list, it wouldn't mean that big of a deal. What, Madoche players get a little bit of a boost. Good, they need it. And with the recent reprints, and hopefully more Dolce reprints, like Pudding Sis, like that needs a reprint, the common's like $10, I would show you, but the value of a lot of these cards would definitely spike with the announcement of them getting released off the ban list. They wouldn't do nothing and quickly go back down for the most part, and I think Invoker would be one of those cards. Like I said, there's a lot of cards in the ban list that will have that kind of correlation. Maybe I'll talk more about that today. Next, Dual Overload. So once again, this is something I talked about for a while yesterday as well, in my live stream. Dual Overload is easily the most broken subset we've ever had in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Dual Alliance is the best one we've ever had, period, because it literally introduced the training into Yu-Gi-Oh! Within one set, which is absolutely broken. But Dual Overload, as far as a subset, has so many unfair and broken cards. And everyone can make a good argument as to why some of these cards should just be banned. I mean, Predaplant Verde on Anaconda. Some of you guys might go, well, V, we should ban Dragoon. And I agree. I think we should 100% ban Dragoon and not Anaconda. But Konami never does things directly. They always do indirect banless hits. Like with Instant Fusion and Ellie Norden. Instant Fusion should be banned, and we should have 3 Nordens. But we don't. But looking at Predaplant Verde Anaconda, this card should be banned. It's currently $30. Next, we're on Needle Fiber. How many times people have talked about this card being banned? It recently got reprinted in the OTS. I'll talk about that in a second. Relinquish Anima is $11. We also have Union Carrier, a card that this card should be banned. Like, if any card should be banned, any card in the ban list, it should be Union Carrier. The ban list that we're going to be getting coming out today, tomorrow. Balance check real quickly. Balance check. Let's see what we've got here. Still waiting. Okay, take it on, Konami. Anything that should be banned, Union Carrier should always be on that list. Why? Because Union Carrier is behind FTKs, unhealthy FTKs. Union Carrier is behind Infinite Negate combo that this deck made. But somehow Konami decided, oh no, we're going to hit Lunalight Tiger because Lunalight would be too OP. Lunalights? Before Union Carrier, nobody even thought about them. After Union Carrier, Lunalights had an Infinite Negate, and Konami quickly hit Tiger rather than Union Carrier, which went on to make more and more broken things. Konami also banned that Dragon Sword card, the one that you can't special from an extra deck if it's equipped, because Union Carrier does that. Once again, this card has been behind so many dumb things. This is the problem. Unlock us, Lunalight Tiger. You can even unlock the Dragon Buster card. You really can. Union Carrier being banned would make those cards, for the most part, do nothing. Well, V, there's a Dragon Buster deck, and it could do a lot of Dragon Buster things. Cool, let them. It's not going to be that impactful as Union Carrier being unlocked, which it currently is right now. Then we have Celine, which is a nice way to cheat out Access Code Talker, and a lot of phenomenal and desperately needed reprints were in Dual Overload. I feel like this set really doesn't get the respect it deserves for being not only both broken, but both a great reprint set. I still love my max rarity cards. I always will love max rarity, but to have an opportunity to grab a card like Infinite Permanence as a reprint, that's big. That's a huge deal. For a lot of players that couldn't get Cash Dragon Leviator in here, Dingirsu, Cyber Emergency, like these are all Omega, like these are so many great reprinted cards. Oh yeah, Auroradon came in this set as well. That bad boy soul play. Like I said, it's just an insanely good set. Cyber Dragon at a Cybernetic Revolution Ultimate Rare, if you are a Cyber Dragon fanboy, by the way, it's gonna get harder. So here's something I talked about a while ago, I'll talk about real quickly. If you are a new Yu-Gi-Oh player, every Yu-Gi-Oh player, if you play this game long enough, finds one, at least, I have several, but if you stay in a while, you will too, but at least one archetype or archetype, you want to be a jerk, that they love. Like, at least one. And if you're a Cyber Dragon and you're new to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, congratulations, you're late to a party that everyone drank the tequila. So you gotta like drink like mouthwash in order to like get pumped. Because Cyber Dragon Ultimate Rare used to cost $75. First edition, lightly played Ultimate Rare, about $75. $100 you're getting ripped off. You'd probably still buy it though, right? Sure. Okay. That's no longer the case. Cyber Dragon right now with a market price of $845 is roughly around $724. And that's discount price because think this way, Cyber Dragon, the new Cyber Dragon fanboys, the future generations of Cyber Dragons, getting Ultimate Rare Cyber Dragon First Edition as Cybernetic Revolution would be easily, I think we can all agree, and I'm minimalistic talking, double the value, so about $1,500 a copy. You need 3. Remember that. So the future Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to have to pay exorbitant prices. To the current Yu-Gi-Oh players, look at this card and seeing it being roughly around $750 a copy. That's insanely high? No. That's the lowest price for the future. The bubble is growing, and some people might think this huge TCG bubble might pop one day. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it shifts into a new way, like it did with Magic the Gathering, where we saw vintage cards just get ripped away and put to this corner, and they're in they're in the price points of like you're probably not going to want to buy these. And then we have new cards or reprints, and I think that's what's going to happen with Cyber Dragon. It's already happened with a lot of these cards, including Cyber Dragon, but I think Konami will extend on that, maybe making like a Starlight version of the card. But looking at Cyber Dragon right now, Ultimate Rare, if you are looking to buy this card, it's cheaper now than it ever has been for the future. For those who got the card at roughly around $75 to $100, you're feeling pretty damn good right now, as you should, because you invested and gambled. Then we have OTS Tournament Pack 15. The prices are pretty high, but then again, it's nowhere near as high as OTS Tournament Pack 14 Nibiru, which was, I'm not sure if anyone remembers, $120. Looking at Needify right now, it's roughly around $73, and the reason why it's $73, lower than $75 market price, because what deck really plays it? Do you want one? Probably 1, maybe 2, more than likely 1. Next, Arm Dragon level 10, $61. That is $60 overpriced. Arm Dragon level 10 is garbage. Let's just say for what it is. It's garbage. Some people might go with V. Chaz from GX likes plates Arm Dragon. Sure, but he's not really known for Arm Dragon. He's known from like what's those guys in the underwears? Ojamas. He's an Ojama guy, and then Arm Dragon, and then if you read the manga, he has a totally different deck, and it's Chaz. Like Chaz is. He's like, he's not GX's Kaiba. Can we even say that? Man, I would argue that Chaz is like, I don't even know an original Yu-Gi-Oh! Show character, because he's in so much. He's not Joey Wheeler. I don't know. He's goofy. He's not like, I would argue like Zane Truesdale would be like the Kaiba, kinda. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe Jesse Anderson. But looking at Arm Dragon level 10 being $61, I think that's hilarious. The fact that this card's worth anything means if you pull it, you should sell it. Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon already tanked and is continuing to tank. The card with a $46 market price is currently at $36. Then you have super rares like Dogmatic Puncher being $13. That's insane. Show Dragon being $6. Borba being $4. And the rest of the cards in OTS pack. This is actually not a bad OTS pack. The Ultimate Rares are garbage. I think we all can agree on that, besides Needle Fiber. But the Super Rares are pretty good, on point, and desperately needed to be a reprint. Show Dragon needed it. Borbo definitely needed an upgrade. Noctivision, a little bit too late, but sure. Barricade Board Blocker, which had a rare, I think it was the highest rarity out of Mega Pack. And Dogmatic Punishment, that's another card that definitely needed a reprint. So looking at these Ultimate Rares, yeah, no, Needle Fiber, I think people don't care about Needle Fiber. They're like, cool, if you pull it, great. But the other two, yeah, these should have been something different. I argue once again, I'll say it again. We could have Infinite Permanence, we could have Ashpulse from Joy Spring, we could have another meta deck card that actually works for the meta, unlike Arm Dragon level 10, which is an archetype that recently was re-released, and didn't do much. Anyway, Paisanos, thank you so much for watching my videos. Guys, like I said, if you want to check me out on Twitch later on, we're going to be breaking down more cards if TCG Player works. Hopefully the bans comes out, and we can finally talk about it and what effect and impact does have on the market, which is huge, by the way. Once again, if Konami doesn't hit anything, that's even worse than Konami hitting something. And if Konami unlocks something, we're going to have to evaluate whether or not it's right, or it's right that we should go and buy, or we should not. Why would you want to buy something that can have hype that would die down? Or why would you want to buy a card right now when, well, the reprint's on the way? Or should you buy this card and will it go higher? I think it's a lot of things we got to evaluate within the market that we will. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the like button. Comment down below. It's your boy V. And you Paisanos. You Paisanos have a great day. Balance check. Okay, just whenever you get a chance. You Paisanos have a great day.